Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everybody. It's been quite some time since I've uploaded, so it's probably best that I get something out before the year's end. While it may not be typical of my uploads, I figured a 5 dsod builds type of video would be simple enough to churn out. Slight problem, I am not good at this game. To remedy this, I could simply make the builds for a lower difficulty, but the difficulty curve in this game is so abysmally trash that playing on any other difficulty is like cheating. Plus, the market is saturated with strong builds already, so why not something a bit more unique? I mean, at this point, everyone's played LMG Stoic or Triple SMG Hacker, but can you really tell me you've tried Copycat Muscle? No? Well, that's where I come in. These builds are all made with death sentence breakpoints and optimizations in mind, but that being said, don't be surprised when you get questioned by your teammates for your choices in life. Starting with the most normal of the builds, Copycat clones the 7th card of Muscle, which gives the ability to spread panic whenever firing an unsuppressed weapon. This may sound like it's the worst aspect of Muscle to copy, but Copycat already gains 10 HP on kill and up to an 80% increased health pool. Add in panic and you've just got Muscle Light. As for the skill and weapon selection, it's mostly just a carbon copy of Carrot's AR ICTV muscle build, but differs from the fact that since Copycat heals from an active role in combat, it needs to support the increased level of aggression. Now you might be asking, couldn't you just swap Copycat for Muscle and get a direct upgrade? Yes, Death Sentence is a difficulty that punishes aggressive play and benefits the passive approach. However, this certainly caters to a specific playstyle, and can be nearly as effective when used in the right hands. The Sociopath perk deck is a multi-stage capacity perk deck. Incentivizes aggression through medium-range damage resistances, up to 60 armor on kill, and a melee damage bonus. Through these traits, it synergizes well with Berserker and armor skills, trading off the fallback of a large health pool for more effective armor and increased damage. Yeah, fuck that. Have a passive Socio health build. Partners in Crime gives us a nice 69 HP boost to our health, and Hostage Taker will provide the passive healing needed to leverage our health's tankiness. The ICTV will help guard our health pool, and to make up for the lack of damage skills, we bring ammo bags with Bullet Storm. The way the Miyaka is modded is wicked controllable, and due to its higher fire rate compared to the Mark 10, it can rip through most units during an extended Bullet Storm. The KSP provides generally good sustain, even if it handles as well as a Rodeo Bull. You won't be tanking any significant amount of damage with this build, as you still only have 2-shot health, but the native 2-shot ICTV from Sociopath helps cover for that. If you really want to make this work, swapping ammo bag skills for FAKs and changing out the weapons is probably where I would start. Of all 5 builds, this is by far the strongest. However, it is also the most quirked up build of them all, which balances out to a number 3 spot. Fuck you, I make the rules. Speaking of rules, this build reaches 2-shot armor through Iron Man Basic and Partners in Crime, which fulfills the law of Anarchist. The bootleg rifle, more aptly named the Third Leg LMG, is an AR with a 100-round magazine that's capable of hitting high enough concealment for low-blow ace. The main drawback of the bootleg is that its rate of fire leaves much to be desired, and it takes its time dumping its load into the enemies. Given Mr. Dozer did not give us a safe word, we'll need a Mark 10 to help us finish off the most resilient of men. Flash one for the audience when things heat up, and you'll reach the escape with only a mild limp. Really, the only thing quirky about this build is the cosmetics and the primary, but given the bootleg is an underrated gem, what better place to give it the attention it deserves than a video full of bootleg builds? Before update 1.3.0, the strongest build in Payday 3 was an Adrenaline LMG kit that used Assassin's Metal to maintain uptime on overheal. This build was an attempt at recreating that in Payday 2. Each of the main skills that make the other work can be accounted for in at least a roundabout way. Assassin's Metal grants 10 health upon killing a marked enemy with a suppressed weapon. And the Head Games card from Copycat provides 10 health on headshot. Unyielding? Well, we have 4 instances of thriving on Copycat. Ammo funnel? Tactical reload on Copycat. Extra charge? Combat Doctor. Strategist? High value target. Long shot? Well, body expertise is good enough. While not a 1-to-1, this build does attempt to recreate that old meta build from the game's sequel. And also give me a reason to talk about Payday 3. Starbreeze, what the fuck were you thinking? If you want Payday 3 to succeed, the last thing you should be doing is cutting the dev team. I don't care how much you think Project Backshots will succeed, what you just did to Payday 3 is the equivalent of driving your grandma home from the hospital after she survived cancer and then taking her out back behind the shed old Yeller style. You poured so much time and energy into Operation Medic Bag just to ultimately kill the game. I know nuking new releases is a trend among game studios these days, but did you even think about the ramifications of doing this? Probably not, because you've been tripping over your own feet like this since launch. Payday 3 was in a state where I actually felt comfortable recommending it to people, but not anymore because they would be wasting money on a dead game. If you care about Payday 3 even a fraction as much as the community does, you'll revert the decision to cut the development team and focus on making Payday great again. Yeah, who am I kidding? They didn't learn before, they won't learn now. Thus far in the video, all the footage has been from public DS lobbies played to completion. I cannot say the same for this build. There's seemingly nothing wrong with it. Hostage Taker aced, and Infiltrator's innate healing do a good job of keeping your health topped up, and Infiltrator's resistances provide a native 2-shot ICPD. The AK Gen is effectively a primary in the secondary slot, and easily hits 100 with the team booster to boot. The Piglet hits the one-shot threshold on light and heavy swats, and Bloodthirst provides a sizable decrease to the launcher's reload time. And of course we have the Spoon, the peak of meme weapons that also swings ever too slowly for Sociopath to use, but slots perfectly into Infiltrator. The play pattern is quite consistent, always keeping Infiltrator's heal on cooldown by mixing melee swings into the flow of combat. All of this works in theory, but there is one major issue. You are not him. I struggled to complete even a safe house raid with this build, and I had to resort to getting footage with this build on Crime Spree. As I said, there is nothing wrong with the build inherently. It just requires such a high level of skill and understanding of the DL's difficulty that only the top 1% could properly utilize it, and that I am not. This is certainly something fun to bring into lower level lobbies while playing with friends, where the Heisters get a little bit quirky and sus strats are actually viable, but a strong and capable build this is not, and you will get ejected from the lobby. Congratulations, you now have 5 DS builds which will even have the police questioning your mental faculties. This obviously isn't the usual kind of thing I upload to the channel, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. I'll probably do this again when I run out of video ideas, or, you know, get sucked into another 9-month payday coma and need to turn it into content. Feel free to give me your feedback in the comments, whether that's how to make these builds better, or even more deranged. Until next time, this has been Pyro, and the voices are getting louder.